Yay, we've done it once again. Welcome to the Sepsiss Show, our weekly music, art, culture, technology, social meteors, and more.
Yay, meteors.
Yes. If you guys didn't know, we are a hard rock and heavy metal band from Manchester, New Hampshire. Each Wednesday, we're teaching everyone on the internet that life isn't just about hard work, Lexi. It's a lot more about the moments and the memories we create during our short time here together.
100%.
It's more so how we measure and determine, share our value, our wisdom, how we share our resources, how we broadcast our truth and understanding with one another. On the show, we cover the topics and conversations and challenges that many of the other streamers, podcasters, promoters, bands, and local musicians are scared shitless and too well-behaved to talk about. For you truth seekers, truth tellers, it's important to remind each other that it's okay to be persuasive, simply because you have to be persuasive in a world where people don't genuinely want to hear the truth. Right? Love us, hate us, or study us. Welcome once again. Come on, clappy button. Welcome once again to the Sepsiss Show, broadcasting each Wednesday and today at 7 p.m. The chat is open for discussion. Hello, chat.
Hi.
If your goal is to seek wisdom and speak the truth, it is good to be persuasive. Here, music, art, culture, social media, technology, and more. Welcome everybody to the Sepsiss Show.
Hi.
I just made this coffee and it's hot, so
Yeah, drink it real quick.
I'm gonna have some now because it's gonna be cold and miserable in a few minutes.
Very true.
It is good though. It's warm. Did you see, I made a reel earlier of us trying to get in the vehicle and it was frozen solid with the ice.
Oh my gosh. That was so funny this morning.
We're all outside hacking away at the car with like broomsticks, dustpans, ice.
Winter in New England.
Yeah, so real winter in
Ice
England.
picks.
Which means we're getting closer to the spring, and that means that we're going to have some shows again.
Yeah, March.
And so we don't have a ton of sepsis news, but if we had any, it would be that our most important news. What's our most important priority right now, do you think? Hard to tell, isn't it?
Learning music.
See? She's smart. She plays keyboards. So naturally, like that's a good. No, but I mean, to be fair, depending on which band member or staff member I ask, they're going to have a different idea of what's important.
Yeah.
That's
if you're a band member and you're watching this, what do you think is the most important thing for us to be doing?
It's a good discussion for us to have, right?
Yeah.
So
or staff. I don't want staff to feel excluded.
Some of the best ideas we get are from the staff members because we're too busy making music, going live, doing podcasts, and doing creative people stuff.
Most definitely. They help out tremendously.
When we're trying to be artistic and abstract and complicated, Allison points out, you could just hang your jacket over there.
She's the best.
You guys could just eat something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's good about Sepsiss staff members is they remind us, to do things like drink water.
Or plug in the heat, the space heater.
Yes. Shout out to Allison last week for all of the extra focus on 9-volt batteries.
Thank you. See?
9-volt batteries, a thing civilians will never fully understand the true value.
And how much we need them, and when we don't have them, it's annoying.
Put your hand up if you stress out about 9-volt batteries. See?
It's a stressful situation for everybody.
We are recording new music. we'll always be recording new music, and we're always going to release new music because we are a new and forever band. So you can expect that from us. We do have new music, new recordings, new music videos coming out, as well as shows coming up in the spring, mostly of which all of the shows we have booked so far. It's incredible. We're not trying to do this. It just happens to be that all of the shows that we've booked so far for 2026 are female-fronted, themed showcases or events.
Oh yeah, it's super fun. We've been wanting to work with more female-fronted bands or females in bands forever, so it's nice that our wishes have been granted.
It's really cool. So if you're looking to hang out with us and see everyone play again, our first shows in the spring are March 6th and 7th.
Oh yeah.
As you know, Awaiting Abigail, Under the Horizon, and Sex Coffee will be with us at the Magic Room, Andover, Mass, March 7th. And I've got to say, thank you to everyone for continuing to correct me every time I get the city wrong, because I've called it the Magic Room everywhere else but Andover.
Oh, it's in Andover.
It's in Andover. And
Andover, Mass. If you're in Andover, Mass, or around, come on down.
that's my fault. I am fatally flawed.
Okay.
So it's Magic Room, Andover, Mass. I pretty pinky swear promise.
And if we pronounce it wrong, don't come for us. Massachusetts towns and cities are very difficult to pronounce sometimes.
Yes. Like, some people will say Lowell. You know what I mean? Like Lowell. It's not.
Sorry.
No, you know, though. They do that. They do that. Worcester.
Oh my God, I say Worcester.
No, but people do that. People do that everywhere. You don't remember when we were talking about Northampton and and then there's the other one too. When we went to Rockfest, we were calling it one thing, and then right, and then of course there's the Feet Music Hall, and then with the other place in Lowell, nobody could pronounce the name to it.
Oh, I still can't. I think it's like
There you go.
Taffeta.
There you go.
Taffeta.
See? So it happens. It's cool. I just
laugh it off.
Well, you got to remember, we're in a metal band, so people call us all kinds of silly stuff. Sepsiss, step kids, and piss face, and fat flappers. I mean, people come up with all kinds of silly
They're
names.
very creative with their band names.
Right. This thing you got to understand about heavy metal and the internet is you're gonna have funny, silly insults.
Like, are you gonna punch someone for saying tomato when it's tomato to you? I don't think so.
If you can't let silly words roll off your shoulders, if you can't brush it off, then you're in the wrong environment. You're in the wrong environment. You shouldn't be in a band. You shouldn't be on the internet. You know, if
go work for Walmart.
You're in the wrong room if you don't have thick skin. So. Silly names and goofy sounds and stuff like that's part of the music industry. It's part of entertainment, trolling and goofing off and making silly noises and racket. So March 6th is unannounced, but I can assure you we are also playing March 6th. I don't want to be rude and formally announce it without giving the organizers the floor. We still have some room in April and May if anybody wants to book with us. Other than that, Thursday, June 25th, we'll be at Cosmo Joe's Atomic Lounge in Dayton, Ohio. That is shout out to our friends Circle of Snakes. Of course, we'll be playing with Living Dead Girl that night. Come out. It's really cool because normally, we're playing with 6 to 8 really good and talented bands. Sometimes 4, sometimes 5. And they're all really talented, but that makes for a really long night. So I like this because You'll get Circle of Snakes. You'll get Living Dead Girl. You get some Sepsiss. And then you get some Go Home.
Right after you have some alcohol at the bar.
Friday, June 26th, Oddfellows in Cincinnati, Ohio. And that's at Oddfellows.
Ooh.
I'm trying to read it.
That's going to be fun.
I'm reading.
Oh.
As to not screw things up.
Well, that's smart.
And Saturday, June 27th, Portal. Louisville, Kentucky. So.
Oh, yeah, Kentucky.
Be there or be square. July 18th, Rumors at Biddeford, Maine, which is great because we haven't been to Maine in a while. I think August we're playing in New York, but there's still TBA on the exact date.
Give them time.
So that leaves, for all of y'all keeping score, that leaves April, May, September, and October if anybody wanted to book a show with us or collaborate on something. Other than that, we're firing on all cylinders. Best way to book a show with us or get involved with us, partner with us, or collaborate is to send us a message on your choice of messaging app or service. We certainly wouldn't want to throw away an opportunity just because we were picky about the way we received your message. So feel free. We are the most approachable. I think we are the most approachable band on the internet.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm happy to say that a lot of other bands are starting to follow suit. Like, they are really good at responding too, which is nice. We're not.
It's not such a big deal
behind
anymore.
a red carpet curtain. You can come say hello.
You can. I think that there are bands and
we're not the Backstreet Boys.
Well, I was just about to say, I think there are some like super duper acts that need to be surrounded by security in the skybox or something like that. And that is a level of success to be enjoyed if you are them.
We're not at that level. We're at the level where we can still be approached.
And I think that is one of the coolest things about being in a local or regional smaller band is that you're not so successful. Your company hasn't grown so large where we need to throw money at complete strangers to manage it or run it. So sometimes it's nice to be in a small band. And people might go, what? Well, what's the point of that? Because if you're super popular and everyone loves you, if all have their eyes on you and everyone is trying to talk with you and get in touch with you, then you have to hire people to help you organize that. Okay? If you are, and no offense to Slipknot or Metallica or any super successful, huge band, but let's just keep in mind, they are so successful. Try to imagine the challenges that come across their table. Think about the obstacles that come across that they have to do problem solving, or when it's time to solve simple issues or get on the phone and solve a simple conflict that would otherwise be a straight line solution. Now you have to go through managers and accountants and security and personnel and
the person's left wondering, did you ever get my message or did it get lost in the telephone game?
Right. Your greatest fan is reaching out to you and you're so successful where you can't acknowledge them.
We don't have chain mail.
Yeah. And like sometimes I do have to remind people that we're not very important, but sometimes the messaging volume gets high enough where even for bands at our size, it's hard sometimes to organize and file all of the conversations and events and dates and scheduling. Sometimes we are flawed. And even if you have all the apps and computers and gadgets and calculators, we're still living in a reality where it takes real live human beings, all right, to open up the email, or to yes we have AI, but it still takes real life human beings to operate those things. It still takes real life human beings to file.
So give us a couple minutes. If you don't get back to you right away, send us another message.
Yeah.
There is no worries or stress.
And you can.
When getting a hold of Sepsiss Band.
Yeah, there really isn't.
Any other band out there, but for us, don't stress.
And that's because we're not pretending that we're so successful or important where you can't conversate with us.
Yeah, give us a couple minutes. If you don't get back to you, just send us another message.
I do think there are some people online, like influencers and creators and podcasters and bands and rappers, who believe that if they only follow one person, that will make them appear more successful. Or if they ignore people, that they will have some sort of an aura of success.
It's always good to try to answer messages, because you never
You
know
what I mean, though?
when there's an opportunity, like Swarmy Fest in the messages. Or Rockville. Answer your messages.
I mean, some people will or won't. Like I just said, there are some people that they have a very strong belief that important people shouldn't be easily accessible, you know? That it's amateur.
Yeah.
If you book shows, right? Some people might miss out on a great opportunity because they think it's amateur to send a message on social media. There's people that believe that. And you know where that comes from? Capitalism.
Yeah.
And working 9 to 5. And because when you go and you fill out an application at a job, you have to fucking promise them that you're going to be there for 40 hours a week. But when there's a personal dispute or something unrelated to the job happens, okay, and people have differences, they start messing with the schedule and they start playing with the calendar.
Yeah.
And then you go right, and you go to them. You say, "Hey, look, we signed a treaty. We signed a contract. Okay, that I was going to show up here and I was going to work. My part of the deal was I was going to work 40 hours, and your part was that you were going to provide me the 40 hours." You see, so we have this type of secret war going on all the time.
Cold war,
right?
Everywhere.
We have it in local music.
With each other.
We have it at the highest level of the industry. You get this kind of stuff going on.
Definitely.
Where people are misplacing or misusing their value all the time. Let's jump into our...
Yeah.
Were you going to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say, do you want me to read this one?
Sure.
Or do you want to read it?
You can read it. I'm just going to make sure that I get rid of all the digital profanity. Like this. See this?
Yeah, it's profanity.
It was about to start.
That's some
It's going to make everything lag and break. Look, it's breaking everything. Look, and it's still going. What a piece of shit. So one of these days, I got to figure this out. I'm so unhappy with the way that the internet works. It's so broken. What a bad fucking place.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like it's like advertising pollution. It just reminds me of like the old internet when we used to have pop-up blockers and Norton, and you used to have 50 security devices just to get just to go to a website. All right.
It's becoming that these days.
Again, it's just spam. The whole internet is just fucking spam.
Put them in the chat if you think that the internet is spam.
And even if you don't put it in the chat, we still think it is.
Yep.
There you go.
CES 2026 Lollipop Star is a speaker that plays music through your teeth. Yes, really. Weird gadget alert. Lollipop Star, a speaker that plays music through your teeth. Let's see how this works. How does your music taste? Or perhaps, how does your lollipop sound? These have just become legit questions as one company just launched a lollipop at CES 2026 that doubles as a loudspeaker. What? Called the Lollipop Star and created by a company called Lava Tech Brands. The company is based in the US, but the lollipops are made in China. This unusual combo isn't the type of speaker you buy once and use for years. Instead, they're affordable, quick, sweet bites that play a tune in your teeth. The company said it's teamed up with global pop icons for the music, and that each lollipop star, priced at $8.99, will carry its own beat, flavor, and vibe. Examples include a peach-flavored lollipop that plays music from Ice Spice, or a blueberry-flavored one that plays Akon. So how does it work? Lollipop Star uses bone conduction tech to deliver the sound with the electronics hidden in the stick. As you bite down on the lollipop, vibrations travel from your jaw into your inner ear. You probably shouldn't expect too much in terms of sound quality, but at $9 a piece, it won't break the bank either. It's the type of product that makes it near impossible to say no to once your kids first encounter it.
Another way to rip off the musicians.
Yeah. This is silly. Why would you ever listen to music through a lollipop?
I don't know. Everybody in the chat.
Who here wants to listen to music through their lollipop? Like, who was like ever like sucking on a dum dum and was like, you know what would be really great is if this played music.
They did. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, this idea is crazy.
They thought it was great. Interesting. Oh man. Let me make sure there's no. They do all right on this.
Yeah, I like the way they provide this website.
I know. Let's take a peek.
Yeah.
All right, guys. When it rains, it pours. Ticketmaster faces yet another class action lawsuit. This time for allegedly illegal surveillance. I mean, are you surprised?
No, that's why I'm laughing.
I mean, if they had, mini cameras in the bathroom looking up people's skirts at this point, would you be surprised?
No.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
Ticketmaster faces even more litigation, this time in the form of a class action alleged its website employs illegal tracking and surveillance tools. This joins the ranks with other apps like Spotify, Grubhub, and all of the other apps on your phone that people are alleging are just spy tools. And why would anybody think that, Lexi? Why would anybody think that the internet and the apps and tools could be used for spying?
Because that's what they were used for upon their creation. They were a military weapon.
Oh, my goodness.
For spying and surveillance before it was released to the public for them to then spy globally.
Before the internet and your cell phone became a pornographic Temu shopping mall, it was a Cold War surveillance weapon.
Yeah, it was a military weapon.
And that's exactly how neighbors and best friends, husbands, wives, girlfriends, and boyfriends continue to use the internet.
Yeah, they abuse each other. It's an abuse, spying, surveillance machine.
Most litigation against Ticketmaster and its parent company, Live Nation, in recent months has primarily focused on market dominance. If you don't know what that is, that's called a monopoly. And so called junk fees. We were talking about junk fees earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But a newly proposed class action accuses the company of employing tracking and surveillance tools on its website in violation of California privacy laws. Now, the biggest companies, the biggest corporations, the politicians with the most power, the president included, are all having a time of their lives these days, just breaking laws and doing whatever they want to do. And it seems to me that the billionaires, the mega companies, corporations, the president, his administration, it seems like all of them, have a different set of rules. All of them have a different set of standards and punishments when it comes to breaking the law. When we break the law, there's a different set of circumstances and rules for us in society than the president, than the big companies, corporations, the developers, the tech bros, the oligarchs, the banks. They all have a different set of rules and standards when it comes to when they break the law in comparison to when we break the law. When we break the law, there's a different set of rules and punishments for us. And when Ticketmaster and Live Nation breaks the law, there's a different set of circumstances, avenues, pathways, and punishments. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Very.
The complaint filed in California federal court this week claims that Ticketmaster advertising and analytical trackers operate as unauthorized surveillance tools under the California Invasion of Privacy Act. This is the same thing that we accuse Spotify of being. A data hacker. A lot of these apps aren't really music players or dating apps. They're just there to absorb and sponge and collect your online behaviors, your information, your financial behavior. And a lot of times this information is sold to data brokers who build, like character sheets.
Yeah.
And that's how they use these character sheets and these metrics and the data. That's how they use it to hunt out and seek marketing and advertising. That's how they fine tune and how they pinpoint. It's not all to kill you and, kidnap everybody. I'm sure that's part of it. But it has a lot more to do with how marketing, how they're using these data sets, machine learning and AI to fine tune marketing and advertising strategies. It's all to pinch pennies and to squeeze the most you can out of a dollar, out of a Bitcoin, out of a data metric,
Out of 1 second of someone being on your platform.
Yeah, you're so smart. We got to do it. We got to do it. Yes, it's not just about wasting foldable Benjamin Franklins. It's all about wasting energy, time.
I thought something was interesting when the iPhone in particular, I don't know about any other phone, but the iPhone starting to track your screen time and then how much time did you deliver your 8 hours of total screen time to each of these apps?
Yeah, and
how they're mining that.
And let's remember that a lot of times through the delivery system, a lot of this stuff is really helpful to some degree.
Yeah.
I mean, having AirTags seems like a great idea, because then you could, I don't know, track your son every time you told him to stop going down to that,
Right, turn the location
Right.
on, stalk your kids.
Right. Do we got some complications here?
I'm going to
We
scroll.
do. I'm going to scroll. See, we do. See this? It's inevitable.
Whenever you see three people sitting together, just know it's an ad.
inevitable. Say, no, I got to have it like this. I got a routine.
And they're laughing?
They're laughing at me, Lexi.
You're
And
just
I don't
making
like
it
it.
worse.
Right. Motherfuckers. What do we got here? I don't even know what this is about. I feel like this is one
Why
of
isn't it responding anymore?
I feel like this is one of yours.
I can read it, yeah.
This page isn't responding.
Yeah,
Get it
listen.
together.
Respond!
Jesus.
Alright, well, let's try it again. What is heteroflexibility? It's the highest growing sexuality on field, and is just another word for, quote unquote, bisexual.
No, it's asking that.
Oh, and is it just another word for bisexual?
Yeah. What is heteroflexibility?
Yeah, what is that?
And, and if you know what it is in the comments, let's just try right now. Who knows what heteroflexibility is? Most people can't even fucking say it. So
And
not
if
even
you know what it is, what does it mean?
put it in the comments. I'll give you like 5 seconds. But it's the highest growing sexuality on field. That should give you a hint. Just the English is crazy. It's the highest growing sexuality. It seems like that seems,
On the field?
well, bacteria grows.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, why are they making it sound like it's a disease?
Right, pollen. It's the highest growing. Anyhow, do you know what Field is?
I've never heard of this app.
It's an app for dating and hookups. Playing the field. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, that's so corny.
How many of you horny motherfuckers is on Field?
That is the corniest thing ever. That's so corny.
Where do all of the most horny people
That's
on
where
the
the
internet
players
go?
play on the field. I'm sorry, that is so corny.
Do you think that, like, people that use the app, do you think they ask each other, hey, like, I heard you're in the field now?
If they aren't doing that,
Like-
I'd be shocked.
Oh, did you hear? No, Tina's playing the field.
But blasphemy.
Where did Tina and Darren meet? You
On
didn't
the
hear?
field.
They met in the field.
It's like
That's interesting.
if they're just starting a whole new lingo.
What was the other
of
one?
Catchy,
What was
corny
the-
pickup lines.
what was the
like
other
they do on
one?
Tinder.
Tinder. What was the other one, though? I mean,
Okay, Cupid.
I feel like nah, the other one that we said it the other day. Mesmerize.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
Harmony or whatever.
Harmony, right? I met chemistry.
Oh, chemistry. Right,
Yeah.
right. Chemistry.
Right, me and Rebecca,
We met on chemistry.
we bumped uglies on chemistry. I wonder what field smells like.
I don't want to know it. So it's like STD and clams.
Oh man.
Ew.
So that's it. How many of you guys? Now no one's gonna admit it. Now that you said that field smells like clams, no one's gonna admit that they use it. You can't do that. You got to be gentle with everybody, or no one's gonna be honest. You got to learn this shit. Aren't you Gen Z?
Well, I'm sorry.
If you identify as straight but are open to queer experiences, you're not alone. You may be called heteroflexible. See, in my time, they called that curious.
Yeah, like that's by curious.
I'm just telling you, like I'm
You're curious.
I'm from the 80s and in the 90s,
You're a curious cat.
Right, if you were flexible, you were curious. That's what
That's what flexible means.
Yeah. That signals being, quote, mostly straight with a flexibility towards the same-sex attraction.
Curious.
According to Field. Now, this is for all you people. This is for all you people in the field. And I know at home, some of you guys, this is a touchy subject. A lot of you are hot under the collar. A lot of you guys are bouncing around in your seats on this topic. You can come back in 5 minutes if this is too much for you. But according to Field, heteroflexible is the fastest growing sexuality on the Hookup app. See, that doesn't sound like marriage to me.
Sounds like they just want to hook up.
Right. 193% in 2025. Switching between heteroflexible and straight is one of the most common sexuality shifts, the app stated in its Field Raw 2025 report. God, this is complicated.
That's why I keep laughing.
Holy mackerel. You need a translator. And I just want to say, to me, this sounds like just getting horny.
Yeah.
Call it what you want.
Sounds like they wanted to make an app.
There's a lot of
can get horny.
There's a lot of different candy in the candy shop, everybody. To me, you can come up with all kind of different genres and internet language, but to me, this just sounds like some horny motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And
the hook up.
Right, and the more horny you get, the more revved up and ramped up you are, the more babbled and the English gets. You know people babble when they get horny. This is it.
It's like some word salad.
Right. The hotter you get around the corner, around the collar, the more you start making shit up as you go along.
This sounds like a low-key advertisement for the app Field.
It really does, actually.
Sounds like you're trying to sell us
I want to know
experience.
Right, who's having sex.
Right.
Americans care so much about who's having sex, and the people that care about who's having sex are always the people that aren't having it.
Republicans.
Now, Lexi, they do have sex once a year.
I was going to say, what is it, Valentine's Day?
No, look, we all know that Americans are terrified of the no-no spots.
How dare you? It's my no-no spot.
Nothing scares. Really stern, strict, disciplined, tough guys more than belly buttons.
Offensive.
I'm going to read this one, and hopefully you get the next one.
Okay, I'll do the next one.
Hold on, do we want to make sure they're not going to arrest us?
This one seems to be
We've been doing it.
Seems to be rather chill.
And it breaks my heart because I might have to kick Mashable. Now it hurt me. It really would.
They have good, hot, horny.
It's horny. It's hornier than our other material.
Yeah.
And I don't know how horny we can get on Facebook without being flagged.
Right.
Canadian musician loses gig after Google AI falsely labeled him a sex offender. Now, this is fucked up.
Yo, that is a foul.
Now, look.
Whoa.
That's something.
That is life altering and fucking over.
Imagine that you are in a band, or you're a rapper, or you are in a country band, and you're traveling around, you're touring, you're about to sell out some gigs, and then you start getting phone calls of people accusing you of being a skinner.
Of all things.
Right. Turns out it was the wrong guy. Google AI falsely labeled the guy a sex offender, and he lost a bunch of musical gigs. And I don't even think this is funny.
That is awful.
I'm laughing because this type of shit could happen to anybody. In the world that we're entering, with the AI, the deep fakes, and anyone can make naked pictures of anybody, right now, anybody can go on one of these AI Grok Google things, okay, and put their ex-girlfriends or their mothers. You can go and put your mother into Grok and rip her clothes off. Because some of these motherfuckers, they're doing that. There's people at home tonight that are putting in pictures of their sister into Grok and peeling the clothes off their sister. If you don't think that that's happening, or you get too squeamish, or that upsets your stomach by me saying it, then you're not looking. You're not paying attention.
You're acting like you're colorblind.
Yo, look, some of us ask, how does abuse continue? How does racism continue? Because we fail to confront it directly. Because we go, oh, this conversation is too racy, or this is too radical, or this is too uncomfortable for us to talk about.
Means we should talk about it more if we're that uncomfortable.
Like the deep fake thing, and being able to just put anybody's picture into AI and sexualize them, it's digitally reproductive abuse. For the idea that anybody can do that right now without punishment is crazy.
Yeah. That's why AI makes me sick.
That's what I'm saying. Like when
AI makes me sick.
And why is it a big deal? Because look, people lose out on their jobs.
Look how dangerous this stuff is.
It is dangerous. If you label the wrong person a sex offender or a thief, then something bad could happen to them. Mm-hmm. Somebody could believe that and mistaken them as a dangerous person and act.
Really criminal.
They could act out towards them, or act at them in a way that is unjustified, or that doesn't make sense. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's the problem with just going online and everyone being able to author at any time that somebody's a thief, that somebody's an abuser, that somebody's a neglector. Anybody in the comments section can just jump in on any page and they can author up a story. And then people are left to pick and choose whatever versions they want to believe. But, boy, do we live in a strange time. Canadian fiddler. Now, there's one thing you don't want, is to be accused of sexual assault and your name be Fiddler. Bad joke there. Canadian fiddler Ashley, we'll just say Ashley, had a show canceled after Google produced an AI-generated summary that falsely identified him as a sex offender. Oh my God.
This is awful. On so many levels.
So if you're a person and you do that, okay, there's some accountability. If you are Google and you say, oh gosh, I don't know. This is bad enough, right?
This is just awful on so many levels.
Because what's the worst thing you can accuse somebody of being? A bank robber? Nope. What's the worst thing you can accuse somebody of being? A murderer? Nope.
A sex offender.
A sex offender is the absolute worst thing on the planet that you can accuse somebody of being. Like Donald Trump. He's accused of being a sex offender. That is the absolute worst thing you can accuse somebody of on planet Earth. Abusing children and sexualizing.
And sexually touching them.
Sexualizing undeveloped brains is one of the worst things you can be accused of on planet Earth.
Hands down.
Juno Award-winning musician Ashley was floored to learn that Google produced an AI-generated summary falsely identifying him as a sex offender. That's just awful. The Canadian fiddler. And stop calling him a fiddler.
He plays the violin.
It doesn't help. The Canadian fiddler said he learned of the potential defamation last week after a venue north of Halifax confronted him with the summary after canceling a planned concert.
Foul.
Wow.
We were just talking about this is like life altering. You can really fuck up someone's shit. Here we go.
And even though it's not true, because Google said it,
they believed it.
There will be 10 goofballs online that all start a Reddit page over this.
Yep.
And that's why it can be so damaging.
Yep.
That's why
conspiracy theories, all kinds of shit.
people can go into a comment section and accuse somebody of being a thief without providing any time, any dates, screenshots, evidence, physical evidence. And that's the problem.
Yeah, you can just shoot your mouth off and not get fact checked.
And people that do that think that there's no punishment for it.
There is jail.
But there is. Jail would be a gift.
Prison.
Prison would be a gift. You know, going around and accusing somebody of being a sex offender and them not being one, okay? I think prison would be a nice place for you because you would be well protected from that person. That's what I mean. I think you got to be careful of what you accuse people of online. That's what I think. Unless you got some sort of Google's one thing, that just shows you why the AI world can be so dangerous, It's unfortunate. I'm going to do a quick scroll real quick. I feel like the digital police over here with this scroll shit.
Right, it's like 1984.
You're going to love this one. You're going to just love it.
Here we go.
You're going to love it all.
Yeah, I'll read it. CES 2026. Meet Amy, the AI soulmate for the lonely remote worker. The weirdest part is that it kind of makes sense.
Think of like truck drivers, businessmen.
So this is your AI buddy for when you're lonely at work?
Meet Amy, the AI soulmate for the lonely remote worker.
Amy, your soulmate.
All the girls named Amy.
Please stand up.
They either feel, like happy, like, you know what I mean? Like,
oh my gosh.
Your name is Lexi. When they came out with Alexa, there were girls that were like, yay,
Yeah.
And there were girls that were like, oh my God, I wish they would have named it something different,
Yeah,
Do you feel what I'm saying?
I do, yeah.
Not everybody's excited about Amy.
Amy, yeah. It's like Siri.
Right.
In the picture
Yes.
of this article,
Yes.
it says, this is what the AI is, okay? It is a context-aware, empathetic AI. What man actually wants empathy?
Who knows? How do you know that this is for men? Maybe.
Where's a guy?
Maybe Amy is for the girls. Look at Amy. Look, let's all take a look at Amy real quick. Does anybody think that Amy is for the girls? Why does Amy look like... I'm going to tell you right now.
No.
Amy looks very tired.
Yeah.
She looks like she's been in the studio all day. She look all bow-legged.
Uh-huh.
She's got no sun.
Yeah.
Her hair looks washed out and thin.
It looks like she needs a makeover.
It looks like she needs a break.
Yeah.
She's got lower back pain. The kid ain't got no jacket on.
She's wearing shoes that don't fit.
That's what I was going to say. And look, her skirt is all the way up her butt cheeks.
That's for dudes.
She's got to be cold. Now look, is that a choker with a crucifix around her neck?
Yeah, she looks like she's forced to be somewhere she doesn't want to be.
Amy, how old is Amy in that picture?
Definitely not an Asian thing. That's for sure.
Amy looks like she needs an ID.
Uh-huh. To see if she's of age.
So
not if she's under.
Now look, if you look in the background, you'll also notice they have these pamphlets.
Yes, this is talking about context-aware, empathetic AI.
Look at this. Privacy first by design. She's not going to tell.
Yeah, so you can do all kinds of shit and she's not going to say anything. Onboard sensors, including heart rate, temperature, and humidity, allow the AI to adapt responses based on emotional and physical context.
This is interesting. We haven't, yo,
This isn't even the article. It's just the picture.
we haven't even read anything yet.
This is just the picture.
That's so much fun.
We don't need to read the article. Just look at your screen.
Amy. Okay, let's see what she does.
Okay. No matter what I do, I
Oh,
always...
this is okay, but this is through the
This is through
this
the
is
eyes of the person writing the
Right.
article.
While you're reading this, I'm gonna go try to hunt down the pen.
Okay.
But just know for sure that this is because look, I want to show you. I did a little sneak here. After you get through the personally, right here. You want to just start right here?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
AI companionship isn't new. Well, we know that here on the Sepsiss show. Companionship from AI is not a new concept. Here we go. AI companionship isn't new, and it's certainly no longer niche. According to a report from Mashable's Rebecca Roos, companion apps have been downloaded more than 220 million times globally as of mid-2025, with teens and young adults leading the adoption. What a weird English. Platforms like Character AI, Replica, Nomi, and Kindroid are explicitly designed for emotional intimacy, not productivity. Experts interviewed by Mashable describe AI's companies as always-on relationships, which is both the appeal and the risk. Critics worry about dependency, social atrophy, and what happens when people choose an endlessly agreeable machine over the messy complexities of human relationships. That's also been my issue with it. All valid concerns, and ones that feel especially relevant as loneliness continues to shape how people interact with technology, and also how couples interact with technology. Like, people that are already in a relationship, like, go to AI to help them with their fights.
Yeah, I'm sure that does happen. We do know that we do know
Or
that
like,
does happen.
people go to AI to be like, oh, how do I tell my crush I like her without telling my crush I like her?
Right. How do I be deceptive
It's
without
like-
letting people know that I'm deceptive?
It's like AI being your guide and parent instead of like real people teaching you how to be in people.
Well, I think the problem goes into people and robots and machines aren't telling the truth. What they're teaching people or trying to train people is to get ahead. How to get ahead in your family, how to get ahead at the job, how to get ahead in your relationships, how to get an advantage, how to get a strategy.
And like the Westman complex too.
I people that want to get strategies or an advantage in their friendships, I don't think keep relations. I don't think those people are able to maintain or keep authentic relationships for long periods of time.
Yeah, it's like that temporary yes man thing. Like, yes, like just come like a forever submissive person or idea.
Say you and hubby, meet at a country bar. Okay? One of them loves country music. The other person, that's where they work. And we all know a thing about jobs. Most of us are forced to be there.
Yeah.
If we don't go to work, we won't survive. So many of us go to work only because if we don't, we won't survive. Most people's choice to go to work has more to do with survival.
Yeah.
So if you've got two people that meet at a country bar, one of them loves country music, and the other one is forced to work there and doesn't love country music. On date number one, when they're hitting it off, maybe everybody wants to be on everybody's good side. And because everybody starts off on parole and everybody's an intern in their own relationships and dreams, and we're all trying to get ahead, just like on an application, we lie about how many hours we want to work.
And that's also teaching the AI to lie too.
Well, there's no question that if the end game is to teach learning language models to be anything like real human beings, for sure, if they do ever want to be like human beings and the end goal is AGI, then we won't have a machine that unfortunately is going to worry a lot about magical thinking, skin color, and reproductive abuse. If we're teaching large language models and AI to be like people, well, then they will be like dictators and capitalists, and they'll be like the Bloods and Crips. And
like the people that we voted into office?
They'll be much like the powerful figures we all pretend to want to be like.
Makes sense.
It's not that we really want to do it.
Yeah.
It's a fear of if we don't do it, or else.
We're going to be a part of the rapture.
Yeah, act now. Buy now. If you don't opt in now, then you're not going to be part of the group.
And you're going to die.
Right. It's all on this idea of urgency, fear, greed.
It's like the whole world's going from 0 to 100 real quick.
Sexism, racism, a distorted and blended version of religion and power and magical thinking and mystical creatures, monsters.
Mm-hmm.
We raise our children on
Puritan views.
Mystical. Well, not just that, but it doesn't matter. You can pick any culture or landmass. We raise our children on mythical monsters, ghost stories, demons, devils, trolls, and gods, and angels, and demons.
I wonder why they have nightmares.
So, and we not to mention, we put these figures and symbols and images above us.
Mm-hmm.
So who do we want to
pedestal?
So who do we want to be like? We want to. It's demon time.
We're all demons.
That's why we're all baddies.
Immortal.
We're all baddies and queens. What up, queen? What up, devil? What up, demon? What up, baddie?
Baddie.
Everybody's a gangster.
So baddie.
Everybody's a mobster.
Baddie.
But it's almost cool, like especially in American culture. It's cool to be dangerous and destructive and self-destructive and hateful.
Crash out.
Yes. We are very much in the crash out
culture.
Yeah, yes. You know what's
Is
up.
2026 going to be crash out culture?
Let's just watch. I'm sure. Because judging by
AI crash out culture?
I don't... Jeez.
Crash out on AI, bro.
I don't know. Can I tell you something? The same thing happened when video games first came out. Everybody was like crazy about that too.
This is gonna blow their load.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't. I think that a lot of times, like,
we don't know.
Everybody tries to gain footing.
Oh my god.
He's a nice looking guy.
Just like the picture they choose sometimes.
Good guy. He's a good guy.
Like a man.
All right, everybody.
Look at your screen.
Instagram chief. Why is he the chief? He's the master chief.
Everyone wants to be the chief.
Of course. Instagram chief says we should fingerprint real media instead of tracking and disclosing AI slop. Yo, he might be onto something.
Okay.
Like, right now...
That seems reasonable.
Right. Right now, like when we upload images or people manipulate images, they have tools on social media where you can designate whether or not it's been made with AI. But what's the problem with that, Lex? People don't like to admit it when they steal other people's art. Can you imagine that?
They don't like to admit when they do something wrong.
So, for the longest time, everyone has gone with an idea and an illustration that stealing people's art is something we should all be putting up with.
If it's free, it's for me.
Right. So, since LimeWire and Pirate Bay, and let's not forget, hip-hop is even rich in remixes, samples. Let's not forget cover bands and tributes.
Pop music.
In a world of trademarking and copywriting, this all seems silly to me.
Yeah.
The entire conversation. So when I saw this, I felt that this was interesting because it's like, instead of trying to run around and mark all the fake shit and label it fake, why are we not marking real art real?
I agree with that.
Like, instead of running around trying to keep track of all the AI garbage, wouldn't it be easier to keep track of the very rare human-made art?
This is real.
Right.
This is made by humans. This is made by humans.
Yes, human art, 100% human-generated art is becoming more rare. So it should be easier to file. It should be easier to tag and watermark.
I like this.
Me too.
This is great.
Isn't that awesome?
Because you're one of many authentic human creators on media.
Yes.
So this is beautiful.
I love this.
This is just another thing. Like you guys said, the authentic verified symbol. Now this is just another thing to say we are real, bitch.
For artists
This is great.
For artists and creators who have been worried the whole time, like, geez, what are we gonna do in a world that's oversaturated with digital AI slop? In a world where consumers really want to be on par with painters.
Yeah.
Consumers really do want to be on par with violinists and producers.
Yeah.
The issue with that is real violinists, painters, and producers have invested their entire lives to their craft, and it's insulting.
Yeah.
To a producer that's invested his entire life in gear, education. Maybe they went to an institution or higher learning or did online courses, whatever. But artists, even a street artist, has invested hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars into their craft before it's all said and done. Hundreds of thousands of hours. And it is a silly idea for anyone, to think they can come along and just learn how to break dance or play the violin.
Yeah.
So I think, developers have really taken advantage of consumers' desire to want to be on par with athletes, actresses, actors, and truly talented TikTok dancers and creators. And everybody now wants to be a stripper and a podcaster and an animator. And we have tools that can kind of make you look like a rapper.
Yeah.
Anybody can wake up, and now with AI, you can wake up the next morning and you can kind of manufacture and install yourself and upload yourself as a rock band. You hear a lot of complaints now with the oversaturation of artificially manufactured bands that are on Spotify now. You're hearing a lot more people complain about that sort of thing. So as more people, you're only going to see more of it. So as more people are finding AI and are allowed to just generate an endless stream of what I guess they're calling it now, AI slop. That's what they're calling it now. Which is crazy, because if you're one of the people that really opted into this and you thought that you were going to be on par with Picasso, only a year or two later and they're already calling your best work slop.
Right.
That's fucked up, right?
This is slop.
Well, imagine if they said that to all of the producers that create with samples.
What the heck, man?
Well, I mean, it's the same. It's the same type.
On this.
It's the same type of thing, though. You know, You go and you sample some other artist's original work, claiming it as your own. I mean, that could be considered slop.
Yeah.
Check it out. Instagram, they're calling him a different name now. The chief, Adam, says we should be fingerprinting real media instead of trying to track and identify the growing amount of AI slop online. Do you remember when they first came out with NFTs, the metaverse, Bitcoin, and that whole thing? I mean, with all of this stuff has been out for quite some time, but it has really been made mainstream since the pandemic and the lockdowns and all of that, right? And that's really because people went home and started reading and learning about things other than what they were doing every day at their job, right? You gave Rebecca and Teresa a break. But what I want to say is this stuff really has been around and developing for quite some time. It's only gotten as popular as it has been recently. So if you've been on social media platform in the last year, you have undoubtedly witnessed the onslaught of AI-generated content that has taken over basically every feed. But Instagram CEO, the chief, Adam, he says that's to be expected, and it's only going to become more prevalent. So we should be identifying real media rather than chasing and tagging fake content. Now, see, I would go even a step further, Lex. I would say, and this is what I've said about us having an internet for minors versus an internet for adults. I think we should have, if anybody's familiar with this program, you guys already know what I think. I think that there should be an internet for adults, and I think that there should be a separate internet for minors and children to just eliminate what children could risk or be exposed to. It just eliminates it. You eliminate all of the adult content,
right,
for being accessible to minors. The same way we do with cigarettes, we put them behind the counter. The same way we do with alcohol, or we do adult bookstores.
Library.
Yep, adult bookstores, no kids allowed. So we should have an adult internet. That way we can have adult topics. We can use adult words. We can have an internet with adult content that is separate and removed from the eyes of developing brains. The same way I feel about that is the same way I feel about AI content. I think we should have a separate place on the internet where you can access mindless AI bullshit.
I like that.
Right. We don't have to get rid of artificial and AI bans. No, just have a place like Spotify that's like AI banned town. And people who love it can go there and hang out and listen to AI bands. See, the problem is, Lexi, is that developers, scamsters, criminals, and fraudsters, they know that in order to commit crimes, you need confusion and chaos. So they don't mind having an internet where there are minors blended in with adults. So that way, when complications come up and conflicts need to be resolved, you can play all kinds of English, wordplay, and games in court.
Just fuck around with the court.
So you can fuck around with the language of the law. And because AI is so new, like a lot of this stuff, it's been rushed out to the shelves faster than we can test it, faster than people can learn about it in real time. We don't know how harmful social media is until recently. We didn't know how harmful Instagram and Facebook and TikTok were for children until recently. It took us years of vaping and smoking cigarettes to realize some of the health risks. Same thing here. They rush all of this stuff out as to expedite, okay, and mainstream the exploitation. So that way, when you get into court, nobody knows how to build a strategy. Okay? So, and in doing so, you can really throttle and exploit the profits. Right? While there's no laws written up
I was
about
about to
it.
say, and you can fuck around with the law because there's no
Yes.
law
It's the
that's in
wild-
stone yet. They haven't
Yes.
figured out that this is dangerous.
Yes, it's the gold rush.
There hasn't been no class action, so they can get away with a lot of things.
Right. Exactly. People didn't know how dangerous mining for coal was.
Until class action
Right,
lawsuit.
until people started getting sick. Think of like asbestos, or any of the DuPont. And some of you might know, some of you that are around my age, like, there'll be new technology that emerges and everybody will rush to go play with the new toy. Cigarette companies come to mind.
Yep.
Cigarette companies and tobacco made so many people so much money that we hid the health risks for years and years.
Now they're forced to say this
Right.
contains nicotine. It's
Right.
a highly addictive
Because
chemical.
as the longer tobacco is available, the more people get sick. There are more products that are available. The more education becomes mainstream, and people start learning mainstream about the health risks with cigarettes and vaping or fossil fuels or rap music or
So they can still
whatever.
keep making cigarettes
Right.
because they have a warning label.
No
We
one ca-
warned you, you're gonna get cancer.
Right, and no one can make the argument. It's hard to make a powerful argument unless you have a big lawsuit or a class action, unless you have a bunch of people saying, hey, look, we're going to present the science. These cigarettes cause these type of health risks between this amount of people, and that's how the long arm of the law starts to turn. I know that was a lot, but
That's how it works, really.
this is really how things are developed, and I think that this should be similar, where to end all arguments, I don't think copyrighted material should be sitting beside uncopyrighted material.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I do think there should be a different playground for mainstream artists as opposed to independent artists, because mainstream artists have now adopted and absorbed that word independent as another marketing ploy, because they know that consumers are more apt to lend a hand or sign on and fight for the underdog or the independent rather than somebody that's made it.
Yeah.
You see? So a lot of times people will brand themselves independent even though they're just in the industry. So what is the deception? If you're following along and keeping score, it's the same thing that Spotify does. The big attraction to lure in wannabes is to say, hey, come and join Spotify. Give us your blood, right? Sign your name on the dotted line. We might treat you a little unfairly, right? But here, you have an opportunity to have your music next to Metallica, next to Adele, next to Drake. And the idea is we should all sign on, and we should give up our rights, and we should give up our authenticity, because there's a chance that we might be seen, our songs might be played after Megadeth. And so we all opt in, knowing that Spotify doesn't offer us anything different than iTunes, and iTunes doesn't offer us any features or anything different than Pandora. So what am I saying? Why have these places abandoned the creators that built them? Originally, Spotify was to, give independent artists supposedly a platform where they could be seen amongst the greats, right? But you really move the Overton window, okay, when all of a sudden you're having artificial or AI bands become really successful. You really destroy any credibility or any reputation you had left trying to convince people that you're fighting on the behalf of independence. That was a lot.
It's very manipulative and deceptive. It's very two-faced.
And I think that in another prettier, more comfortable world, I think I could package all of that up in a much smaller, attractive file, right? And I'm supposed to give it to everybody, and everyone's supposed to just understand that in a 3 or 4 minute clip in a vertical short.
But you can't.
But you can't. And the reason why people never learn it is because they can't survive the honesty. They can't survive the 4 to 6 or 8 minutes that I've spent talking about it. The attention span, the ugliness of being able to look at not just the industry, but look at ourselves, and really challenge ourselves and see what role we have played, ensnaring ourselves in this. And even more importantly, what are we going to do now? Now that you know this, now that this has been revealed to you, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to just put your dream in the hands of another middleman? Or are you going to learn some of this, swallow hard, take a breath, and realize that in all this chaos and confusion, there really is an opportunity for growth?
Always. Always. And learn new tricks.
Yes, I do. I want to read a little bit more of this because it's cool. But then we'll move on. He goes on to say here, quote, "We are now seeing an abundance of AI-generated content, and there will be much more content created by AI than captured by the traditional means in a few years' time." That's what he wrote on Threads. He goes on to say, "We like to talk about AI slop, but there is a lot of amazing AI content that thankfully lacks the disturbing properties of twisted limbs and absent physics." I mean, like what? Like what? Like what type of AI cool stuff have I ever seen online? Nothing. I like you hear that all the time. That there's really, people that develop AI products, you always are hearing from them. And people that really like AI, they'll say things like, "Oh, AI is really good. There's a lot of really good, amazing AI content online." Okay, where?
Like what?
Like what?
Name one thing.
Like the conversation changes when you ask them, like what?
Yeah.
What
you can't
amazing?
even name anything.
It's crazy the language. He says, quote, we talk about AI slop, but there's a lot of amazing AI content. Okay, like what?
Can you give us an example?
Nobody's talking about it.
Right. We're the only one that said that.
What people are talking about? People are talking about Venezuela. People are talking about the battle between 50 Cent and Papoose. People are talking about a lot of things. But no one's talking about really good AI content.
Yeah.
Nobody is.
And no one likes AI content.
And if they do, let me not stop you. What is it?
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. I think that there should be another space on the internet where people can upload AI bands instead of having them sit next to real life bands, screwing over real life human beings and further deceiving independent artists. It's deceiving.
Mm-hmm. It's deceptive. It's very two-faced.
And then there's
it's lying.
Right, and then there's the now what? Like now what?
Well, we already challenged the now what with these people because they're under the impression that now that it's been released, now that AI is here, it'll be more dangerous for us to just magically take AI away. It's the same argument as to why we want to go back to oil instead of being green. Because, we went green, we're going to, implode and kill all the animals.
That's like they did
it's
that.
It's the same bullshit.
They did that too.
With the phones,
they said
with the internet,
that. You know what they did it too? with slavery. They said, "Oh no,
it'd be more dangerous for us to release the slaves because they're going to make us slaves."
Yep. They said if we release Africans, that they're going to be mean to us. So we shouldn't release the African people. You know, Africans weren't released by their slave owners. They fought.
Their slave owners.
I think the idea is that
sweat and tears.
I think the idea is that there was a group of people that were all of a sudden, nah, you know what, we've had a change of heart. We no longer want slaves.
No, this is America.
Right.
Come on.
Nobody had a change of heart. They still wanted slaves. What it was is the slaves and people who didn't believe in slavery, good people, fought against slavery, and that's how slavery was abolished. It wasn't because anybody had a change of heart. I think we should make that clear.
Right.
Anyhow. Is there anything more to that I care about? Social media platforms are going to come under increasing pressure to identify and label AI-generated content as such. All the major platforms will do good work identifying AI content, but they will get worse at it over time as AI gets better at imitating reality. He goes on to say, there is already a growing number of people who believe, as I do, that it will be more practical to fingerprint real media rather than fingerprint fake media. I like that.
So is that what he's going to do on Instagram, is stop, label things as fake media and go over and be like, this is a real human doing this?
Instagram has a hard time identifying underage girls. They need to worry about...
Yeah, so...
I wouldn't worry about robots and AI. If there's one thing that Instagram should be focusing on, it's identifying the legal age of young girls.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation.
Yeah.
For Instagram. I wouldn't worry about bots. But I will say this, for those who don't know. Creating fake underage reproductive abuse is also illegal. So like if you think that you're going to create images of people that look underage and claim in court or when you're arrested that it's AI, boy, do you have a wake-up call, reality check.
It's only a matter of time before we see those cases pop up.
Yo, I'm just telling you.
It's only a matter of time. I'm waiting.
Yo, right now.
Because I'm expecting it soon.
Right. If you have digitally created underage weird stuff, you better stop doing that. I would stop doing that.
It's only a matter of time.
So, the same thing with, like, if you have an ex-girlfriend or you have, like, revenge porn and it's AI, don't think because you put your girlfriend's picture into AI and uploaded it to the internet. Don't think that you could get away with that. I would not do that if I was you. And you know what? I don't care what you do, but you heard it here first. I told you, don't do it.
I wouldn't do it. Don't do it.
So don't do it. Do what you want to do,
but don't do it.
But don't do it.
Disclaimer. How about that? This is a disclaimer.
I wouldn't do it.
Warning. Disclaimer.
Studios indicate that AI slop accounts for much more, or as much as 70% of the content we see on social media now. Oh my goodness. However, our buddy there is probably right in that it's impossible to identify every AI piece of slop out there, but it's only going to become more difficult as the technology improves. So what's the solution? Maybe identifying human-created content is the way to go, everyone. Or perhaps we need to expect more of our tech company overlords. Oh, God. Either way, it will be interesting to see how AI tracking evolves and social media platforms continue to fuck people over.
So we can expect more of your tech company, more of you sitting on your ass doing nothing and having them run your life and clean your home?
That's crazy. It's crazy.
We're gonna make Smart House.
Oh, what have I done? Oh, it's the last one, and I'm glad it is. Boy, I've been waiting for this day. You guys are going to think I'm a terrible person. And, it's because I am.
Is it you that's a terrible person, or
Yes.
is it their decision that's a terrible person?
No, I'm a terrible person, too. We all are. The problem is that people aren't willing to admit it. People think that they're great. We're all terrible because we all lie. We pollute the planet, right?
Or the close box is in the bottom right.
I'm trying to. We're all responsible for polluting the planet, right? We're all responsible for not confronting racism enough. We're all responsible for not confronting pedophiles and sickos. Yeah, it's our fault.
100%.
One of my favorite things. I've been waiting to cover this for a while. Is MTV shutting down? Here's another ad. God. Find out later after you pay me.
Mm-hmm.
Is MTV shutting down? I hope it is. I hope it is. I hope it is. Because, let's face it, MTV has never been a place for musicians or adults. Like, even looking at the logo, if I look at the logo long enough, it's not easy. It doesn't feel as flashy or as important as it did, like in nostalgia, you know.
I think the nostalgia of MTV or music television ended when they started doing this thing called reality TV and developed this whole reality TV series called Teen Mom.
Teen Mom? What the fuck?
Yep.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
You don't want
I really don't, too. That's
you
like,
don't
you know,
know.
you know when people say, "I don't want to know," and it's like, no, I don't know.
You don't want to know.
On December 31st, 2025, the network shut down several music-only channels, ending decades of 24-hour music broadcasting. What? MTV didn't broadcast music. What are they fucking talking about?
So, I remember this growing up as a kid. My sister would put on MTV and they would play like all the top music videos.
Yes. In between privileged white boys duct taping their testicles, right?
Yep.
Teen Mom, you know, Pimp My...
From like 6 a.m. to like 10 a.m.
Right.
That's what they did. It's
Right.
just played music all day.
Right.
And they call that 24-hour music broadcasting.
Right. My Sweet 16, Pimp My Haircut.
TRL.
At least that's music.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's music.
It's the only musical thing on MTV was TRL.
MTV first launched in the United States on August 1st, 1981. The first video it aired was Video Killed the Radio Star. Okay? And then the internet killed the video star. Okay?
The video radio star.
Okay. And then the streamer killed the radio, video, CD, and vinyl star. Okay? And then Spotify killed the streamer, the video. And then Ticketmaster and Live Nations, they killed the live performance star. With the idea, because like when we were kids, it was like if you weren't on MTV, you were a piece of shit.
You weren't really a musician unless you're on MTV, bitch.
Right. And then it's like, you know, you wouldn't listen to anybody's band or their music unless they were headed for MTV or BET or VH1. I think it's ridiculous that there's only
Kiss 108.
but there's only 3 places that you can listen to music on the planet. That should have been an indication right then that we were all in trouble.
And that this was going to fail and shut down one day.
It's a bit sad.
Save your tears.
It's been a while, and it's been sad for quite a bit. I think MTV had its time in history, and that time will never repeat, and it's time to change. Former MTV DJ Daisy Fuentes had told People in October 2025, "We all change, we all evolve, and I hope that there's another version of them, just like there's another version of us." I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
What the fuck?
Is MTV shutting down for good? Here's everything you need to know. Oh, no. It's not shutting down altogether. However, they will still not be playing music.
Yeah, they're not playing music. That's shutting down. The music part of MTV is shutting down.
Right.
But the TV part of MTV is still together.
The network axed a number of its dedicated music channels from the airwaves. So they're giving up on music.
They're just focused on television.
MTV's flag channels will continue to air regularly scheduled bullshit, including franchises like The Challenge, RuPaul's Drag Race, and Variety MTV 2025's 49 most popular cable network, coming in front of Comedy Central. That is mind fucking blowing. I haven't watched MTV in 15 years. I don't even know any of those things. I don't know nothing about it. So
It's just abuse. It's just reality TV.
we'll leave
game
you
shows.
with that, everyone. And hopefully you'll be back here watching our reality TV show every single day. And next Wednesday at 7 p.m. as you tune into the Sepsiss Show. Music, current events, technology, social medias, and more.
See you next week, guys.